Hey everybody, welcome back to Growing with Papa J. Today I want to talk to you about my MiniMax Big Green Egg. Now, one of the things I like about the MiniMax is its portability. It does have two handles, so you can carry it. I can throw it in the back of my car. I travel with it quite often. One thing you got to realize, it weighs about 90 pounds. So although it's portable, I find it's much easier carrying with two people. Grab the handle, one person on each side, and you can take it in the back of the car. You can bring it to your campsite, whatever you need. The MiniMax setup is very similar to all of its bigger cousins. It has a bottom vent for airflow with a screen. Comes with a daisy wheel so you can adjust airflow. With the Big Green Egg, temperature has everything to do with airflow. The more air you let in the bottom and out the top, the higher your temperatures will rise. Now there's a couple things to consider with that. If you're going to do a low and slow cook, you can fill your egg with a lot of lump. Realize when you fill the egg up, there's less airflow, meaning it might be more difficult to maintain a high temperature. With the low and slow, you're looking for under 300 degrees and you'll be fine, and you can get a nice long cook with that. If I'm going to sear a steak, I'm going to have less lump in there, creating more airflow up and out of the egg so I can reach a higher cook temperature. So a few important things to remember when using the MiniMax. First of all, airflow, as I mentioned before, is crucial. Spend some time and make sure that you've got as much of the ash out of the egg as you possibly can. The ash can build up in some of the vent holes and prevent airflow, which will prevent your temperature from rising. Also, make sure that your firebox is aligned correctly. There's a slot in the front for the air to come in. You want to make sure that's perfectly aligned with your bottom vent. If it's not, you're going to have some issues where the air cannot flow to its maximum capacity. After you adjusted your firebox, make sure your fire ring is centered. If it's off center, it's going to be blocking airflow. Remember, airflow is the key here. I've been able to easily maintain a temperature over 600 degrees, but I've also been able to damper down both the top and bottom vents and been able to maintain a temperature under 300 degrees for 6, 7, 8 hours. One accessory I added to my MiniMax was the ceramic grill store Gwpj. The advantage of the Gwpj is it raises my grate just above felt line. This will allow me to get possibly more lump in the egg, but it also allows me to make sure that my grate isn't right at the coal level, so I can get some separation, which helps guarantee that I'm maybe not burning my meats because they're so close to the coals. An added benefit of the ceramic grill store Gwpj is I can place a stone in between so I can get indirect cooking, which is very important when I don't want direct flame on the protein I might be cooking. I could add a drip pan to this setup. It's a very handy tool, and depending on the type of cook you're doing, it's invaluable. When it comes to lighting your Big Green Egg, whether it be the MiniMax or a small, medium, large, or extra large, do whatever works for you. For me, I use a heat gun. I have power nearby, so I just plug it in, fire up my egg. Now, something to consider. If you're doing a low and slow cook, I find it best to always light one spot, allowing the egg to slowly burn, spreading out as it goes. If I'm going to do a steak and I want some really hot coals, I might light it in 3 places. That way I get a really hot, intense fire going, and it's spread out wider, covering a larger surface area. So consider how you light the egg depending on the type of cook you're planning on doing. Once you've lit the egg, give it time to come up to temperature. It could take 10 minutes, it could take 20 minutes, it could take an hour if you're doing a low and slow. Give it time. Remember, as your egg temperature is rising, when you're about 50 degrees before your target temperature, adjust your vents. You started wide open. Now close them down to achieve the temperature you're looking to cook your protein in. Once you're done with your cook, remember, it's important to put your ceramic cap back on and close your bottom vent. Save that lump for your next cook. All you got to do is stir it up, let the dust clear, and you can relight and start your next cook. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Grilling with Papa J. Please be sure to check out some of my other videos. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Always looking to learn some new things. Thanks, and have a great day.